Huge announcement. I finished my book. I've been writing it for years.
Yay! Congratulations. High tens, fist
Thanks,
bumps,
Tony.
a little bit of bowing. Oh my gosh.
Thank
How
you.
exciting.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Oh my gosh. I've been working on this for years, but my personal
Huge
evolution.
announcement.
Oh,
Finished my book.
my personal evolution of putting into practice all the goddess things that I do on a daily basis, which means just activating the power within yourself. It's
Mhm.
taken me some decades to really step into that power, Joni. And you're there so much. You're in San Diego, you're doing She Fest, you're doing Pride, you're doing speaking events at different places. You are so in your goddess power. And goddess doesn't mean being better than anybody, it means being of
No.
service. It
Yes.
means
Yes.
activating your power, your spiritual power, and using it to make the world a better place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what you did with your book. And I
Yes,
can't
yes,
wait to
yes,
read
yes.
it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. When is
Thank
your
you.
launch
Thank you.
date?
It's August 8th, 2024, which is the
Okay.
Lionsgate portal, which is a cosmic event that the ancient Egyptians began to celebrate,
Ooh,
where the planets are aligned in a way that activates this really powerful energy in the universe that makes it easier for us to manifest whatever it is that we want to manifest. And so
wow.
you and I, Joni, are doing that as authors. You've got None Better. We've got Joyously Free. Now I have the my book. Yes. Woohoo, Joyously Free. And my book is called The Bis Tribe, Activating Your Goddess Power by Elizabeth Ann Atkins. And the Bis Tribe is the book makes you feel like you're on a retreat. And
Ooh,
I'm Bis. That's my nickname that Catherine gave me when we were little. And so bis symbolizes being unique and going after what you want.
awesome.
So
Awesome. And
you
it
do
sounds
that,
like an
Joni.
inside outside thing if you're on a retreat. It's that inside goddess power of being like that best you. I'm sort of paraphrasing in my words here, but
Right.
that's what you're talking about. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes. And Joni, just to underscore a huge point that you made in Joyously Free, um, the book that we wrote together and released for Pride 2024, you say in the coming out chapter, you have to come out to yourself first. And
Yes.
that's the first step of empowerment. So, um, with anything in your life that you want to do, you have to know yourself and love yourself first before you
Yes.
can do anything external. So, we're all about
Exactly.
that. And yay. So, Joni,
Yay.
before we get started on today's hot topic, what's it like in San Diego?
Well, I'm actually in Oceanside and it's been
Oh.
balmy, sort of grayish, and then the sun comes out. The sun will come out tomorrow, tomorrow. No, it comes out anywhere between 11 and 2, and
hmm
it's been muggy. It was in the 70s and then 80s, and I think as we were doing our family thing yesterday, I think we got up to 95. So
hmm
it's warm. Gail and I got to go walking through Hillcrest yesterday afternoon, checked out where she wanted to know where everything was going to be, and I wanted to know where everything was going to be. And the gay pride flagpole on University Avenue and Harvey Milk, it is just raring to go. They're already starting to block off the streets, and it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. We met some
Oh,
wonderful people. Ryan gave us a wonderful pride cake to celebrate from this beautiful
uh-huh.
restaurant. Hi, Ryan. And just the vibe. I guess the vibe is happy and inclusive. And as the fabulous words going on, or initials right now in our world, the DEI, and people
Yes.
keep saying, well, what is this DEI? Well, it's diversity, equality, and inclusivity. And that's what this whole pride thing is about. And that's what
hmm
She Fest is about. That's what our lives are about, to be diverse,
hmm
to have equality, not to be above somebody or below somebody. And
hmm
then, of course, to just like you've just said, the harmony, the love, which is the BIS tribe as well. So that's sort of a rundown of everything. Yep, I'm pumped. I'm like this every day, and I'm not on drugs, and I've only had my one cup of coffee, but I'm doing great. You like my banner
Awesome.
behind me?
love is love. That's
Love is
phenomenal.
love.
And your
I got
fresh
flowers from
flowers,
Gail sitting on the counter. And then I
gorgeous.
have one prop today, and I'm going to
Uh-oh.
start off with that because I think it sort of fits in. And you have already had one, but this is a Redwood burl. Can you see this?
Can you lift it up some?
Yeah, without spilling the water. Let me see.
Oh, not on a computer, please.
Yeah. Good choice. So this is a Redwood burl
We can't
from
see
the
it,
Redwood.
Joni. Joni's
Okay, okay.
holding up, it looks like tree bark with little green things growing out of
Yeah,
it.
it looks sort of weird, and that's the reason I wanted to talk about it. You never know what it really is. So it's a growth on a redwood tree. It's a burl, burl. And what happens is, even though it's a growth and people think of it as something not really good, it turns into this beautiful plant. And these branches will get anywhere from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches big. So why am I saying this? It takes work to finish a book. This tree right here is thousands of years old and it's still producing branches. Your
Wow.
book, Elizabeth, think about this. Your book, our books, they are
Mm-hmm.
going to last forever. They're going
Mm-hmm.
to sit on a shelf and they're going to exude these vibes that people will say, I got to check that out. Well, that's what this thing is. You've got to check it out.
Yes.
And it's the growth from the inside out. That's the main point. It's the growth from, excuse me, the growth from the inside out. And we as people, that's where we live and thrive and share and be for others. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I just heard you say in describing the
Yes.
BIS drive. Exactly what I just heard you
Yes.
say. So
Oh,
congratulations to you and just burl it up, live it up, keep spreading those
oh,
branches.
thank you. Please tell me that didn't drip any water on your laptop
It
keyboard.
did a little bit. I'm going to use my shirt right here to.
But make sure it doesn't, it'll destroy your keyboard. That will really ruin your computer, Joni. So please
Okay.
make
Okay.
sure
I got it.
there's, you got it?
I got it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to all of a sudden lose you there or lose
No,
everybody
water and
else.
no, you want your laptop to be good. Okay, that was a brilliant, brilliant prop, Joni, holding up the burl from the tree. And it's true because today I want to talk about the hard work that is required to write a book. And I'm talking about writing a book from your heart and soul, not using AI to write your book. That's cheating. That's not real. I don't know who does that, but it's not authentic. A book comes from your heart and soul. It's a supernatural experience because you are tapping into your inner self, your power, your soul to compose, and also tapping into the spiritual energy of the universe that channels through you once you get into that flow state. And let me just tell you, I was in the flow state for 4 days straight last weekend when I finished my book. The rest of the world was out doing July 4th, fireworks, barbecues, beach, pool, whatever. And I was here by myself from morning to night. And that's what it takes to immerse and focus. I did the same when we were finishing Joyously Free, and Healing Religious Hurts is the same thing. That's the process required. You have to shut out the noise, every distraction, say no to things. You might have FOMO, fear of missing out, like, oh, it's a holiday weekend. There's parties, there's invitations to go out. I feel like I should be out celebrating, blah, blah. No, nothing feels better than the accomplishment of finishing your book. Joni, do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. Exactly. And it's a thrill and a joy that can last forever. It's a moment and you can think back on what it felt like and you carry that with you,
Yes.
and you mentioned it's like a sacrifice. It's like it's a choice. It's
Mm-hmm.
a choice. You chose not to go to all those events because you chose to do
Mm-hmm.
something bigger and greater,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same thing. Oh,
You know what? I think my light just went out as an emphasis to your point. Let me go fix it real quick.
okay. Okay. So while she does that, I think I can still talk, everybody. And so it's a choice, and I did the same thing writing the books. And it was like, do I go play pickleball or do I sit and write? Do I do Facebook or TikTok or do I do something that's going to even be better for the book? And so you have to make these choices. And sometimes those choices are both a win-win. And then it's like, oh boy, what do you do? And so that's some discernment. Get quiet, figure that out, and just realize what is the mission? What is the mission? So
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard what I just said, Elizabeth. Thank you for fixing the light. You are the light.
Oh, thanks, because this light really doesn't look so great, but whatever. Thank you everybody for bearing with my lighting issue. My big normal studio light just went out, so whatever, I'm here. And if you're listening, you don't even have to concern yourself with this. But most important is our message today in that what Joni just said. And so the word sacrifice comes to mind. That's how you might look at it initially, like, oh, I have to sacrifice my time, energy, fun. It's summertime. Well, if you spin that around and say, I'm not sacrificing, I'm investing, I'm
Good
creating.
word.
And when you think about it like that, it doesn't compare. And I have this phrase, Joni, called fleeting pleasure books forever. I
Forever.
posted it on my wall because fleeting pleasure books forever means you can have a few hours or day or weekend of fleeting pleasure, which means it's here and it's gone and you have nothing to show for it except the memory, which is great. But when you have books forever, when you invest that time into the writing, you have pages, chapters, a complete book, like you said, will last forever.
Yeah. And
There's no
that's the coolest thing. That's the
Ye-
coolest thing.
Yeah.
And even when you're dead and gone,
Hmm.
ah,
Yeah.
thinking
So,
none better with Carol. Oh, boys, I get choked up every now and then with that.
yeah.
I think she and her life and our life is even more profound now than when we actually lived it because we wrote about it
Wow.
and we're able to share it with more people. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, that is amazing. Here she is dead and gone, and yet she is alive and well and kicking.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's a sacrifice, that's an investment, and that's the end turns into the beginning. That's
Uh-huh.
what happens. The end
Hmm.
turns into the beginning.
Uh-huh. I love it. That's beautiful. And
Wow.
you'll never make that happen unless you write the book about it to share with
Yeah,
people. So Carol died in 2022 and she's in heaven now. They had
yeah,
40 years together as Joni chronicles in None Better, the best-selling memoir that Joni wrote. And we published last year. And now that story has a whole life of its own
exactly.
and it's touching lives all around the world. But were it not for Joni buckling down for 5 months of intense writing while I was coaching her, there would be no book. So she was still grieving and still did the work to focus because a lot of people who are grieving can't focus. So she found the courage and clarity to focus on doing the book, got it done. And then the editing process took some more months, then the launch process. And she's been running with it ever since, all across the country at promotional events, book signings, speaking. She's doing 10 Pride events this year with None Better and Joyously Free. So again, the promotion part, Joni, also takes work and what looks like sacrifice. Like, oh, I'm spending money, I'm taking time, I'm doing the logistics, which can be exhausting. I'm out interfacing with the public, which is a lot of energy, and you have more energy than 10 people, so you're good at that.
I don't know. I think you have it too. Then you put us together and it's like it turns into hundredfold. The dynamo duo, Elizabeth and Joni. Watch out.
It's awesome. It's awesome. But so it could be perceived as a sacrifice, like, oh, I did the work to write the book. Now I have to go promote it. Well, the passion driving you to have this purpose to touch people all around the world will inspire you to want to go out and do that. Is that right, Joni?
Oh, so true. So true. Yes. And it gives it turns everything into, like we've talked about before, a mission.
Uh-huh.
A mission, a
Yeah.
mission,
Uh,
and I'm so jazzed about your new book because that's going to be another mission for you to
mhm.
get that out and about,
Yeah.
and
So,
how many years did it take you to write that?
um, it might have taken like 15, but again, it's evolved so many times and I've evolved. So I couldn't have written this book 10 years ago or even 5 years ago or maybe even a year ago because I've become somebody who is embodying that goddess power, which means being a
Mhm.
boss, being brave, being bold, being courageous, and defining who I am and how I want to live and love. And
And
that,
by doing that, then you're showing other people that they can also be that way. And
right,
whatever journey there is on, 1 year,
right.
2 year, 5 year, 15, 20 years, it is a journey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and there's like little landmarks. Like, my birthday was yesterday, and I had a
Happy,
birth.
happy birthday. Happy,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday.
Thanks, Joni. Thank you. And so my dear friend Rich Rice hosted a birthday party for me, and um, there were 20 close friends and family who are local who were here celebrating. And I purchased something that I've always wanted to have, and here's my prop, a tiara.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
It's
a
a
gorgeous
purple
tiara.
purple tiara. Yeah, it's real sparkly. I'm holding it up. Um, and I
Oh, put
put
it
it
on.
on. Huh?
Put
Okay.
it on. Look at you. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. It's the best hat I've ever seen on you.
Well, it changes you. When I first put it on at the party in the bathroom, I was like, "Oh wow. How is everybody going to react to this?" And
Yeah.
it's all about the message in my book. You have to be bold and courageous and show who
Yeah.
you are. And you do that with your bright colors that you wear all the time, Joni. And I
Yes.
just love the whole royalty look of a tiara, and I've never worn one before. So I put it on. I also had a sash that was sparkly and it said, "It's my birthday." And I walked out and somebody said, "Is there a wedding?" And my friend Rich said, "No, Elizabeth just likes to sparkle."
I love it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh my gosh.
And then
Oh my gosh.
everybody at the party was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And even my mother, who's not really into frills, she thought it was wonderful and fun. So, and then I made videos on my Goddess Power Show website. I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
channel here on YouTube, and I made videos about my book and finishing and stepping into your power. And as a writer, you have to step into that same power and just do your thing. This was me doing my thing, wearing a tiara, and doing my thing courageously. And if somebody had laughed at me or thought it was silly or told me I look like I'm, a little kid trying to play dress up, I don't care because this is what I want. Nobody said anything negative at all. And this is
Awesome.
how I feel. And it's phenomenal. But to have that courage and writing a book can be so terrifying, Joni. Lots of people, they get like really nervous to share their inner story and their
Yeah.
secrets and their real thoughts with the world. And they have like cold feet at that, real nervous before it gets published. Did you
Mhm.
experience that?
No, no. I was bold from the beginning because I knew that it was a Carol Jesus Joni book. And
Okay.
so I had that faith and that strength, and I had that tiara power, I guess. I
Yeah.
had that and blessing to go along with it. So no, I didn't have that, and I didn't have that feeling. Even now, when people read it or they read a sentence, and I don't really care if they like what I said or don't like what I said. That's not the point.
Right, 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 right. Okay, I love that. So, Joni, let's give everybody out there who's trying to write a book and is thinking about, oh my gosh, the hard work, it's summer, I want to have fun. What are some ways that they can retool their thinking so that they see the value of the perceived sacrifice to actually get it done?
Wow, that is a great, great question and reflection. My first thought, I guess, is to imagine what it's going to be like, and so I did envision my friends and my family reading a book about my life. And for many, many people, they didn't really know who I was or were. What's the correct English on that? They didn't know me. They
Uh-huh.
didn't know me. And so to put my entire self, no strings attached, I mean, it was just all literally there. that was what I needed to do.
Hmm.
But to visualize other people reading your work, I think
Oh,
that was really, really key.
uh-huh.
And you helped me with that, as in the coaching process of who
Hmm.
are you writing to? Why are you writing this? All those internal questions that you need to solve within yourself before I could put the words on the page.
I like
Did you
that.
go through that too? Did you visualize people reading the BIS tribe?
Yes, I've used that technique since my very first book, way
Mhm.
back a long time ago. I envisioned myself in Borders bookstore or Barnes and Noble, and I envisioned a line of people lined up to holding the book and lined up to get my autograph in the book. And I envisioned my book on the new release table at the front of the store and on the shelves. I envisioned people saying praiseful things about my work and how they loved it. And that always came true. And in fact, when I did the book with Billy D. Williams called Twilight, we had a book party and autographed more than 600 books in one night, and it was in a ballroom. And we had a huge line of people waiting, and we had live music and food, and it was an extraordinary night, but long line of people um to get the book. So yeah,
Wow.
visualization.
Congratulations to you and him. What a great event. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
thanks. It was epic, epic. So
Yeah.
the point is that visualization works when you believe on it and you also feel the emotions of it, like the excitement and the gratitude. And it also gets to something that I teach in coaching, as you know, Joni, called what Stephen Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective
Yeah.
People. Begin with the end in mind, he says. So when you see the end result of your book, in people's hands, touching their lives, inspiring change, even saving lives, then it gives you fuel for the work that you have to do now to get it done.
Hmm. Hmm. And and related to that, I guess it's like a project, whether you're building something or you're gardening and you have your outline. And that was key for me to have that outline that would help me to stay focused on what I'm doing next.
Hmm.
Pictures really helped looking at pictures because I incorporated those stories into the book. But again, it was the outline of the project. And I think of sports. I'm so sports oriented. When you first start a season, even preseason, you're working out, you're getting in shape. And then the coach who knows where the end is,
Hmm.
will make sure that the team is moving along in that direction. So it
Hmm.
peaks at a certain point. And
Hmm.
it's the same with writing a book. Like
Yeah.
you just said, you look at the end, you sort of work backwards, and then you know what your game plan is. And I think that's the key,
Mm.
probably, Elizabeth, is that game plan. So you haven't,
Yes.
you know the date you want it done.
Hmm.
And yours was a little different because it was internal and you had to grow with that, like you said. And
Yeah.
that's why it took many, many years. But
Hmm.
that's even better because you were flexible. You were in the flex mode that says, you know what? This is not quite what I want yet in this book. I want to keep adding to it, or I want to keep journeying with that. And that is so cool. That is so cool.
Hmm. Hmm. Thank you, Joni. I love the sports analogy. That's super powerful. And when I work with you, as your book coach. And if you want to learn more, please go to twosisterswriting.com. I can work with you privately, or my next 6 month session starts in September. Um, when I work with you as your book coach, help you outline the book, and that gives you that game plan, like Joni just beautifully described it, so you know where you're going. And so that's really exciting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I keep going back. You mentioned the word sacrifice.
Hmm.
It really is a choice of what you do every day. We all have the same 24 hours. And it's
Yes.
what do we do within those 24 hours that fit where where you want to be? And I don't mean just in a location, but where is your heart? Where do you want to put your time and energy into? And
Hmm.
those really, really big choices. And
Hmm.
like you said, investment. So those words just keep going through my head right now as I'm thinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
investment, because it will pay limitless dividends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful,
So,
beautiful. So healing religious hurts.
yes.
I talked with your sister last night. We are set for October 3rd at Pascal Winery
Oh,
for from 5 to 7 p.m. for the launch of Healing Religious Hurts.
oh
So we
my
now have
gosh.
our two launches. October 1st, launch in Brookings for Healing Religious Hurts,
Mhm.
and October 3rd, Healing Religious Hurts launch at Pascal Winery in Talent/Ashland. And so I'm just excited about that as all get out. And so now it's time to
Wow.
put that out there as so people can come and celebrate. That means all three books in 2 years will be available October 1st and 3rd. Isn't that
Oh,
incredible? Oh my gosh,
yes.
my heart. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's been the biggest project I've ever done in my life. More than playing volleyball at San Diego State, more than becoming a sister. Almost as big as getting married to Carol. Not quite, but pretty darn big, So, but and everybody think about that. What projects have you accomplished and what projects do you want to accomplish?
Right, right. So just really, that's amazing. Yeah. So Pascal Winery is so beautiful. It's in Oregon, just outside of Ashland, Oregon, in southern Oregon, just above the California border. And my sister Catherine lives in Ashland. Joni lives in Brookings, which is on the Pacific coast, which is a few hours away. But the None Better launch party was at Pascal Winery, hosted by Daniel Perry Walkup, her godson, who's a contributor to Joyously Free and who introduced us. And
Yes,
it was the
yes.
most, oh my gosh, the setting. Yes, the setting at Pascal is so beautiful. First of all, it's a winery, so there's the vineyard outside. And I want to say the building has like a Tuscany type style,
Yes,
and
yes,
it's just so pretty. And then there's the room where the party was had the velvet furniture and chandeliers and the wine bar, and it was just so romantically beautiful. And there was a terrace. It was too chilly to go out that night, but there's a terrace. Oh my
yep.
gosh, it's going to be
And,
amazing.
and
So
outside the terrace is the pond where the swans are, surrounded by the vineyards. Oh my, it is. It's
yes,
just gorgeous. And it smells so good and all that good
yes,
fresh air. And October
yes,
will be perfect.
yes. So I want to bring the Biz Tribe there too.
Oh,
And
yay.
okay, and you'll have None Better, and we'll have Joyously Free, Healing Religious Hurts. So it's going to be a four-book extravaganza.
I
And
love it.
this just evolved and is announced right now here. So all of you
Exactly.
get to be the first to know about the launch at this spectacular. And guess what? The feeling at the None Better party was so joyous. It was like everybody was there celebrating Joni. She was autographing. Catherine and Joan, my sister Catherine and Joni's sister Gail were doing the payments. So people would go buy the book at a table and then go over to where Joni was for the autographs. There was a speech. You did not a speech, but like a talk, and you did a
Mhm.
presentation. You gave gifts
And a
to people.
reading. Mhm.
Yeah, it was just wonderful. So please, everybody, when you release your book, do something, and you don't need a big budget to do it. You can do it in someone's home or your home or a coffee shop. Just do something to bring your people together to celebrate, because it's a huge life accomplishment to write a book and publish it. So you deserve that celebration, that praise, and you have to be ready to receive it. Not everybody's open to that, but like I said, with my goddess mission and putting on a tiara, I'm open to receiving whatever this perception image conveys to the world. I'm open to that.
You
You have
bet.
to, yeah, you have to boost that confidence and courage, and writing a book and presenting it to the world takes a huge dose of that, right, Joni?
Oh, totally, totally. And I want to compliment you and I want to say kudos, Rosie Robles. You did it. You
Yes,
did it. You took years to write your book. You had an incredible launch. I wasn't there personally, but I was there in spirit. I loved all
yes,
your pictures. And
yes.
thank you, Elizabeth, for helping Rosie and making that dream come true, her biggest project ever in her life. And so
Yes.
everybody, I'm a rookie, Rosie's a rookie, and you've got Elizabeth as the pro.
Thanks, Joni. So
Yeah.
Rosie is a former Catholic nun. She was raised in Los Angeles and now lives in Washington State. and she's Mexican American. And so she shares her story of her beautiful family culture and how she was inspired to be a nun from an early age and joined the convent. And that's where she met Joni. And
And
then,
Carol and Rosie were best of friends. Rosie taught
oh,
Carol to play guitar.
oh, fun. So the cover photo, which you can get your copies of Rosie's memoir at twosisterswriting.com in the bookstore, the cover photo shows Rosie playing a guitar. It's really cool. And her cousin is Cheech of Cheech and Chong, the
Yep.
Hollywood comedian team. And so
Yep.
he wrote the foreword, and Rosie wrote her book, and she did a great, great job. And it's so amazing for me as a book coach and publisher to guide someone from idea to actual published book. And Rosie just had her launch with lots of friends and family just celebrating her. And it's such a beautiful experience. So,
She sold out of books and she also played her guitar and sang a song for everybody.
what?
I heard it was a thrill. Oh my golly.
Oh, that's
And that's her
awesome.
style. You know, she doesn't wear the tiara, but she's got a guitar and a voice.
Yes, yes, and such powerful spiritual energy of healing. Yeah.
Yep.
And in her book you'll read about how she's worked with people from all walks of life, and even worked in hospice, guiding people to leave their body and be in spirit. And
Yes.
it's just beautiful. So please go to twosisterswriting.com and check out Rosie Robles' book. Her memoir is beautiful. She's got a gorgeous purple cover, and thank you, Joni, for referring her to us.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's developing a team. That's what I feel like this project that I'm on, developing team of people to write a book, to read books, to integrate their heart into making our world a better place.
Mhm.
And then of course, a team of all the helpers that make it all happen. I mean,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. So I have a big team meeting tonight to get ready for She Fest. So all the
Okay.
workers were gathering in Hillcrest tonight at a beautiful restaurant, a fun restaurant, I should say. And we're just going to kick it off. And I've got shirts to present that say joyously free. And
Uh-huh.
I've got some other gifts for all the team members. And we're
Nice.
going to have a rip roaring good time.
Oh, Joni, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, hopefully the media that we reached out to in San Diego is going to come and cover you and do a story. That would be
Okay, I'll be ready.
phenomenal. Yes. So any media in San Diego watching, listening, please go out to SheFest and Pride and the other events that Joni's doing while she's there that are all listed at twosisterswriting.com on the Joyously Free page, the events tab. You can see all the events, and there are quite a few of them. So please, media, podcasters, anybody who wants to interview Joni, please head out there. She's just a fireball of inspiration. And so she'll definitely light up your airwaves in a good way.
That's cool. That's cool. Elizabeth, can I come back to something that you started with today?
Sure.
Your book, The
Yes.
Bis Tribe,
Yeah.
brand spanking new. You
Yes.
finished it, you completed it. Do you have a picture of it? Do you have something you can read from it? Do you have anything for show and tell?
Oh, thank you. So here's oh, I have my cards. Where are they? Well, this is fine for now. I changed the title
Okay.
slightly, but this is
Oh,
the
wow,
cover,
look at that.
and I love the animal sparkly animal print and the smoky purple and the script font, and the castle is symbolic because I love castles, and castles to me symbolize the wealth of your spirit and your life.
Oh,
And so
oh.
there's a castle in there called Sea Castle, and
SEA? It's like,
SEA, yeah,
okay.
SEA, and it's symbolic because when you're up looking over at the sea, it's like an infinity of sea, water,
Ah,
sky, and it symbolizes the infinity that you can see, SEE, for yourself.
oh,
And it's all about
whoa.
using Okay, you get it. It's all
Got
about
it. I got it. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt everybody. Repeat that again, Elizabeth. I'll be
no.
quiet.
Oh, no, no, it's all good. It's all about knowing that you're limitless, you're unstoppable, but we live in a world that teaches us to be limited and to live within the confines of the boxes that people create for us to be confined in. And your goddess power, or anybody's power for that matter, because lots of men keep saying, "Can I read your book?" And I
Awesome.
love it. So, but women especially are confined by these very restrictive rules that we're taught from birth about how to think, behave, make our appearance, um, take up as little
Mm,
space as possible, don't cause a conflict, smile. We're taught to be very performative based on
mm,
these sort of
mm.
directions that we get from, again, wear pink if you're a girl, wear blue if you're a boy, play with dolls if you're a girl, play with trucks if you're a boy. Fortunately, the lines are blurring a lot in that, but we're still taught to be a certain way, and it's often very much at our expense
Yeah.
of, and you as a girl, Joni, you totally rejected that. You're like, I'm wearing shorts, I'm wearing pants, I'm climbing up on the garage roof, I'm climbing trees, I'm playing sports till the sun goes down. You rejected, thankfully. You just had that internal fortitude and knowing of yourself. um, so thank you for asking. The Biz Tribe is available at twosisterswriting.com. It's coming out August 8th. I'm having my Goddess Power retreat on August 7th. It's free. You can register for that online, learn how
Ooh,
to
ooh,
do
what
an
is that?
energy.
What is that?
You came to it once before, Joni, where I have women across America on Zoom and we do a
Oh,
guided
yes.
meditation. Yeah, and you learn
August
how
7th.
to, yep, August 7th. You can go to, I'll put the link here for registration so everybody
Okay.
can register here.
Could you tell me the time again?
It's going to be 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's a Wednesday,
Okay.
August 7th, and it's free. And I'll put the link here to register. So all you have to do is register for the event and show up, and I'll guide you through a breathing exercise, an energy clearing, a guided meditation for manifesting. And it's during the Lionsgate portal, which is an annual cosmic event where the energies that the ancient Egyptians first celebrated were very potent for manifesting. And
Wow.
so that's the message in the book, The Biz Tribe. So please join us. And again,
Yes.
the link's here. So just register, join us. You can get the book at twosisterswriting.com. And Joni, you're the best. I appreciate you immensely. And I hope
Yeah.
you have tremendous success in San Diego.
Yep. And fun and
Yeah.
changing
And
hearts.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
I'm so
yes.
and congratulate. I'm so excited about your book and thank you for offering this retreat. I am definitely going to sign up for that. That's
Okay.
awesome. I remember the other one. So
Thank
you
you.
are pouring it on there. Goddess, princess, fired up fireball lady. Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. And for all of you, please share this with any aspiring writers out there. We'd love to hear your questions and comments, and we will see you again next Friday here on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing channel. Be well and happy writing.
Bye. Big, big hugs.